They come up now 3rd and 5 following the incomplete pass. Here's Fields. Oh, Fields is intercepted for a 3rd time. Picked off by the former Bear, Adrian Amos. And the Packers are going to take possession of the football. This defense had 3 interceptions last week. They're on pace for more than that here. 2 in the first half.
Do not adjust your set. This is not instant replay. This is a defense that is locked in. They're essentially running the routes for the receivers and turning into the receivers themselves, aren't they? I mean, it is amazing what I'm seeing because the reactions of those guys back on the back 7, phenomenal.
On first down, Rodgers to the sideline, and that is a heck of a catch as he was able to get both feet in. Give him 18 on the play. Right after the turnover, they come out throwing.
And that means it's a sudden change situation. We used to practice it on defense. Sudden change, get out there, stop the offense. But you typically run out there a little bit unsettled. I think that's why he came right out throwing the football, hoping to catch him off balance.
And he did. Throw right side, hauled in by Dobbs. And he is going to lose yardage here. He was unable to shake free there, and they'll cover him for a loss of a yard. Heck of a play there to get to him quickly and get him down for a loss.
I think they did a really nice job getting ready for this game, scouting, watching film, and understanding defensively what the play design was.
Touchdown! Aaron Rodgers, 3 first-half touchdown passes, and the Packers have moved out in front. Had the option to hand that one off or run it himself, but instead, a really easy, quick pass.
I like the way they made a decisive decision and got it right to the receiver. One move later, he's in the end zone.
Point after, right down the middle. And the lead is now 21-14. So the Packer kickoff team set to go as they will kick this one away. And this will not be returnable. It's out of the back of the end zone for a touchback. The Bears offense ready to go for their next drive. They are looking to make a bit of a 180. They are sputtering right now.
And frankly, I think it's time to call your playmakers together and say, all right, guys, we're going to lean on you through this patch. We need you to get us back on track and get us going in the right direction. So you're calling plays geared to them. Not necessarily when you look at your plays, oh, this hurts the defense. I want the ball in the hands of X, Y, and Z and see if we can move forward.
So don't get too cute. Go to the playmakers. Here's a throw out wide, complete to his running back right side. And that play will go nowhere. Losing yardage back near midfield at the 49. So that one a disaster. A big loss there with second down coming up. They'll fake the handoff. Now Fields on the move to his left. He'll get that complete to his tight end, Kmet. And he'll be brought down inside the 40-yard line.
Obviously, this has not been a banner game throwing the football. So what you got to do, you got to kind of down focus, don't you think? Find the tight end, take some easier completions.
The interception last drive. There he hits the reliable target. Complete to Mooney on the slant. And this is going to result in another first down as the tackle's made at the Packers' 29-yard line. Fields on target to Mooney. First down, Chicago. And we've hit the 2-minute mark in this first half of action. A reminder coming up here at halftime, we'll ship you off to Orlando. Jonathan Coachman will have first half highlights and analysis from a back-and-forth first half that we've seen. In motion, the tight end. On first down, they'll go to the ground attack. And the running lane's non-existent in this first half as they'll stop him behind the line. Now on 2nd and 13. Fields. Looks for the out route, and it's complete to Kmet. Now the Packers going to go ahead and use the second of their timeouts as they'll head to the sideline and talk over what to do next.
I know the halftime's approaching, but I don't think he's going to want to take a break. That's his 5th catch.
Yeah, they've really been targeting the tight end. Throwing on 3rd down, Fields. And the throw there going to be incomplete.
Coverage was awfully tight there on 3rd down. They actually closed off all the passing lanes, forcing the incompletion and bringing up 4th down.
No, Fields is off, and on comes Cairo Santos for the Chicago field goal. Right hash mark of 42-yard attempt. Santos' kick is up and through, and that'll bring him back within 4. So they're able to end that drive with 3 points in this one-possession ball game.
And ideally, you want to end every drive with points. Most quarterbacks would tell us end it with a kick, right? A PAT, that's number 1. Field goal you'll take. Punts, you really don't want to do that. In this case, they'll take the field goal and get prepared for the rest of the game.
And he'll get it up just past the 20 as his guys will go to work at the 21-yard line. The Packer offense ready to get their next drive underway. And not an abundance of time remains on the clock, Charles, but you would think more than enough to try to extend this lead before intermission.
And when you're talking about extending the lead, I think you're talking about aiming for the end zone because there is plenty of time for that. The fallback is to get 3. But in your mind, you put 6 on the board right before the half. That's a heck of a dagger and great momentum to carry into the locker room.
A big hitter to start the drive has him up near midfield here for 1st and 10. And they'll keep on the ground with Jones. And some room to maneuver. And he'll be out just a yard or 2 shy of the 30. It's another 1st down on what will be a gain of 21 yards.
Most of their damage has been done through the air. I mean, they've rung the bell 3 times with passing touchdowns. But guess what? Ground game has not been neglected. Nice little burst right there.
Line of scrimmage, the 31 now on 1st and 10. Rodgers tapping this forward on the jet sweep, and he will lose yardage back to the 34-yard line. Well, I think the hope is, with a touch pass like that, maybe you catch the defense off guard, but they were all over that one.
And it is the kind of play that works better against certain defenses, and this clearly was the wrong one to run into. Really nice job getting him down behind the line of scrimmage.
Slant route, he's got Dobbs. And he's brought down here just outside of the 20. Now the Packers going to burn their 3rd and final timeout as the clock will stop with 35 seconds to go in quarter number 2. Rodgers now on 1st down. The tight end Kelsey has it over the middle. And he doesn't quite make it, taking it within an eyelash. Dropped at the 1. Throwing now is Rodgers. And he'll just get rid of it.
Let's give this defense some credit now. They let the guys get downfield. But when push came to shove, they stood their ground. And now they'll likely force a field goal attempt.
So with 4 seconds to go in the half, here's the field goal unit onto the field. From the right hash at a bit of a tight angle. And his kick is right there. It's good. So 3 points on the board, as easy a field goal as you're going to get, but I can see you shaking your head.
I love that peripheral vision of yours, partner, because to me, if it's the 4th quarter and you're up 6, I get it. But now, even if you run and don't get in, you're still setting them up to go a long field, 98, 99-yard drive. How do you look at your defense and not give them that opportunity?
Fields the squib kick right around the 30. Nice move at the 40. And he goes out of bounds after a solid return to the 45. So we have reached halftime with a touchdown. That's the difference on the scoreboard. As we send you down to Orlando, where Jonathan Coachman has our EA Sports halftime report. Coach. And we welcome you back live now inside the booth alongside Charles Davis. I'm Brandon Gaudin, set and ready to rock for the third quarter. It's been a shootout so far. We'll see which defense can make the adjustments as we get back underway in the second half. And they will not get a chance to return this one as it's through the end zone for a touchback. The Packer offense ready to get their next drive underway. And, Charles, they've got the lead. I would imagine the overall halftime tone was a positive one, but what do you think the talking points were in the locker room?
Well, if there were 3 talking points at the half, partner, all of them were about turnovers because they were pretty loose with the ball. Otherwise, this lead could be even bigger. Now, I don't think that they overly harped on it, but I think they told them, guys, if you want to keep calling those plays that are exciting, you've got to take care of the ball. Otherwise, we may have to dial things back a little bit.
So following the hold, they're in a bit of a hole here with a 1st and 20. Now a handoff. Running left is Jones. And a short gain across the 15 to the 17-yard line. Eddie Jackson with a tackle.
Watching that play unfold and watching him complete it brought back memories of doing all those pursuit drills to make sure you don't over-pursue and let a guy get a cutback lane on you. He did that very well.
You praised him on tape yesterday for the angles that he takes to the ball. Took a great angle right there. Throwing on 2nd and long. Rodgers. And Rodgers intercepted a 3rd time. And they will score a pick-6 for a Bears touchdown. For the defense, they were all over that. As soon as that ball was in the air, it was dangerous. Not only was it intercepted, CD, but they return it for the touchdown.
Yeah, and he read that the entire way. He was reacting before other players had a chance to react themselves. Had the determination to say, this just won't be a pick. It's going to be 6 points as it takes it the other way to the end zone.
Separating these two teams on the scoreboard as the kick's away here. And this will be a touchback as that sails over the end line. The Packer offense ready to get their next drive underway. Now Rodgers to try again after the pick-6. Open man, it's the tight end Kelce. And they get him down, but not before he takes it across the 40-yard line. This drive starting off on the right foot, 18 yards.
I'll tell you what, a lot of those mid-range throws have been available because sometimes teams get too concerned about the deep ball and they leave too much space in front of them. And these guys have been taking advantage so far.
He's going to launch this deep for Watson. And at the 7-yard line, the catch is made. It's a big play there for Green Bay. 51 yards. Every defensive staff harps on limiting explosive plays. Job not so well done there.
Yeah, they talk about it all the time. A lot harder to stop, though, isn't it? And when you think of an explosive play, most offensive staffs define them as passes of 20 or more yards and runs of 15 or more yards.
They went zooming past, and he's going to go down. Sacked back at the 13-yard line. And the sack leads to roughly a loss of 6, and it brings up 2nd and goal.
Well, there's still time to rectify this situation because the silver lining, they took a sack on 1st and goal. But that close to the goal line, that still definitely hurts.
So First down went in the wrong direction. They're at the 13-yard line. Here's second and goal. On play action. Now Rodgers. Touchdown, Packers. 4 touchdown passes now for Aaron Rodgers as they have taken the lead. What a great weapon. So often, such a big mismatch.
And there's no route he can't run. You name it, he's going to do it. And he's a matchup nightmare for the defense. No matter who they put on him, he's going to win the battle.
Extra point right down the middle. And they will take a 7-point lead. The kickoff unit is out on the field, and they will send this one away. This fielded right at the goal line. And they will wrangle him down a couple yards shy of the 30. At the line, prepping for their next drive, the Bears offense. And after the field goal last time, we'll see what they can get here. At least they got points out of the last drive, Charles.
I've never met an offensive coach that didn't want to drive to end with a kick. Most of them wanted to end with a PAT, right? In this case, a field goal, they'll take it way better than the alternative, which is a punt.
But you met fan bases that wanted that. They weren't happy with that field goal.
I haven't met a fan base yet that wants to drive to end with a kick, other than the extra point. That's it.
Man, I just love being in this stadium. So much history, tradition, so many great teams and games, and we're seeing a pretty good one right now. Hotly contested in the third quarter. Dancing to his left. It's incomplete. Took a shot, couldn't connect.
Understand he's just down one possession, trying to make something happen by extending the play, but the coverage downfield was excellent. He escaped and bought some time, but that one goes incomplete.
And a 5-yard gain gets him to the 42. They'll need 5 on this play to move the sticks. A shotgun snap, Fields. And incomplete. He had nowhere to throw, so he just tossed it away. But that brings up 4th. Well, the other day they told us when we've got 3rd and 5 or less, we have to be able to convert. And I guess every team would say that, Charles, but an opportunity missed there.
What they were trying to tell us is they believe it's a matchup game at that point. And they liked some matchups that they had, thought they could exploit them, unable to do so on that play.
And the slot man goes in motion left. On 4th down, Fields. And his pass is intercepted for the 4th time today. Picked off by Eric Stokes. Before we came up to the booth, last thing he said as we were walking off the field, want to play mistake-free football. Well, that just went out the window there with a pick.
And do you remember what you said to me when we were walking up to the booth after he said that? You're like, oh, fatal last words. Every time we hear that, things tend to fall apart a little bit, and that's what we saw there. Didn't get enough on that throw, and it turned into an interception.
They'll start out here with a jet sweep. Now the ball comes loose. And this is picked up by the Bears. And his guys are going to take over at the 31-yard line. And they had just picked it off to get the football. They fumble it right back. And now, as with every potential turnover, they're going to take a second look at this just to make sure. So 1st and 10 now from the 30. Rodgers going to throw. Trying to lay one up deep. And that is incomplete.
And those two just have been in sync thus far. They've done a nice job against him, but still, with his talent, you would expect them to have more completions to him in this game.
Third quarter of a tight football game as we come up on a 2nd and 10. Out of the shotgun, it's Jones. And some space here. And just good downhill running there as he'll take this to the 15-yard line. The 71 yards for him on the ground now as he has been terrific here this afternoon.
That's a nice run right there, able to get to the outside. And so many times defenses say, okay, we've got you hemmed in. But if you're running the football, at least you know where everyone is coming from. You don't have to worry about the backside at all. That allows you to run with a little bit more confidence as you traverse down the field.
Line of scrimmage, the 15. It's 1st and 10. On play action, Rodgers. Now look out, Rodgers lost the football. And his guys are going to take over at the 31-yard line.
With no running backs in the backfield to help pass protect, all the receivers in their patterns, it's going to be hot routes if they sense a blitz or pressure on the quarterback. They've got to be prepared to break routes off early and get the football. In this case, never even had a chance. They popped the ball free in the backfield.
The Bears offense ready to go for their next drive. As this offense takes the field against CD, remember last drive they were moving the football, but then they threw that costly interception, so we'll see if they can right the ship here on this drive.
And doesn't that just sum up football? We see it all the time, don't we? The defense goes from losing the battle to making a huge play and stealing the momentum. So you know they're riding high right now, and they're ready to challenge this offense and that quarterback one more time.
And we'll see if the offense is up for that challenge here as things start to get more interesting here in the second half. And glad you're with us from Soldier Field in Chicago. Third quarter here, 2nd and 10. Back to throw, Fields. Open man is Kmet, the tight end. And he slips up past the 45 before being tackled. 75 yards receiving for him now. It's a first down. Well, that's always a good place to throw it just because he's one of the biggest targets not only on this team but in the National Football League.
And you and I both know the quarterbacks love these large-body tight ends, and why not? Nowadays, they're really wide receivers who are just taller and have a little bit more weight. These guys catch the football, make big plays downfield. In the old days, we wanted them to block. Now coaches want them to catch the football first.
Throwing on first down, but this one winds up to be incomplete. Another throw there off the mark, and obviously he's battled all of the interceptions. Things just haven't been true to form for him. I don't know. What do you think's going on out there, CD?
That's a great question, and my suspicion is he's been coached really well to not show that he's having a problem. You know, they always tell you no matter what, you keep throwing the football with confidence. Well, we're not seeing a confident thrower right now. He's off balance, the passing game's off balance, and the defense is taking advantage.
To throw again on second down. Fields eluding the pressure right. And a big loss here as he's taken down. Rashawn Gary that time fighting free and getting to the quarterback.
He's known for his legs and his fancy footwork, but he's not getting much of a chance to use it here. The defense continued to hold the upper hand by bringing him down on that play.
A play fake, now Fields to throw. Escaping the pressure right. Now he's going to throw it back deep over the middle. And that's caught inside the 35. So both teams trade touchdowns, and the third as we're through 3 quarters of play. You are watching the NFL on EA Sports. So the big play changes the complexion of things. Here's 1st and 10 just outside the 30. To throw is Fields. Now, quick throw there going to be batted away and incomplete.
Well, it will look like a march to the end zone. He's hit a momentary roadblock with that incompletion. No need to panic. They just got to come up with a high percentage play call and see if they can get their offense back on track.
So now 2nd and 10 after the incompletion on 1st down. Here's Fields. And his throw here's incomplete. This drive, which was going so smoothly, all of a sudden it's a little bit of a roadblock here with 2 straight incompletions.
Yeah, apparently this defense has had enough. Apparently they're saying no more. We're making a stand right here, right now. But it is 3rd and 10. They've got to get after him one more time.
This offense was on the move. Now 2 straight incompletions have them looking at 3rd and 10. Fields now to throw. He's going to let this go. Back of the end zone. Yeah, this pass broken up. Excellent coverage there on 3rd down, as that was not an easy one to hold on to.
From a defensive perspective, they had exactly what you want anytime they want to throw the football. There was pressure on the quarterback. They were getting after him, and they tightened down on the receivers and forced the incompletion.
Santos' kick is up and through, and that'll bring him back within 4. So an interesting call there to take the 3, and I guess they're thinking that their hands were tied, but, 4th quarter, that field goal might not help them that much in the end.
Yeah, eventually they're going to need the touchdown. The thinking must have been they didn't feel confident about picking it up there, hoping maybe on defense they could get better field position, get a turnover, get a better play, and then they'll have a chance to attack the end zone.
After the made field goal, Santos back out there to kick it away. Fields it right around the goal line. And he won't get this to the 20-yard line as he's down at the 19. The Packer offense ready to get their next drive underway. And they'll be looking to atone for last time's mistake of fumbling inside the red zone. Certainly don't want to do that again.
And so much emphasis placed on red zone offense. I mean, you have periods devoted in practice just for that, because everyone knows how vital it is to put points on the board when you've entered that part of the field. And to come away with nothing, that's difficult for a team to handle.
And difficult, and now we'll see if they can make it less difficult on themselves on this drive. Well, they're in some hot water now. After that sack, it's 2nd and 21. Rodgers now to throw. And this throw incomplete. And the defender all over him that time, but it's going to lead to 3rd down.
He did a fine job there of not hitting him before the ball arrived, and I've got to tell you, you can often mistime that play because of the angles of approach. When you're going to get it, and sometimes you panic as well and think, I've got to be there right now. Instead, in this case, timed it perfectly and knocked it free.
And now here's a deep shot that's complete. And he'll be taken down, but not before they work this to the 45.
Kelsey, a gain of 47 yards. 1st down, Green Bay.
So the big play moves them all the way across midfield. It's 1st and 10 from the 45. Off the play fake to Jones. Here's Rodgers. He'll take a shot for the end zone. And look at this. They get the turnover they needed. It's intercepted. Eddie Jackson picks it. And the Packers are going to take over here at their own 22-yard line. How big is that penalty? Wipe out the INT.
You'd hate to be the teammate that caused that penalty and wiped out the interception. You got to face that guy in the locker room. Not a lot of fun for you, and you hurt your squad.
So the yellow flag came out, and that leads to a new set of downs for this offense. 1st and 10. From the shotgun to give to Jones. A short gain here, maybe a yard to the 29.
Oh, there's plenty of traffic waiting for him up the middle. But give him credit, he tried barreling through anyway. They're fortunate to get a yard out of that one.
Here's 2nd and 9, just a yard on that last run. On play action, it's Rodgers. And he's got it. It's caught for a Packers touchdown. Aaron Rodgers on fire, his 5th touchdown pass of the ball game. And the Packers are looking to make it 2 straight as they add on to this 4th quarter lead. Extra point splits the uprights, and that pushes the lead up to 11. Set now to kick this one away, and off it goes. And that'll carry over the back line of the end zone for a touchback. At the line, prepping for their next drive, the Bears offense. And you figure after giving up that last touchdown, they trail by 2 scores here in the 4th quarter. This drop. And now here is another interception. And the Packers are going to take possession of the football. Well, there's 2 sides to this coin. I mean, on one side, 5 interceptions now thrown for them. That's tough. But, man, this defense, they have been ball hawking and impressive. But, Charles, let's flip it back over. If you're coaching a quarterback that's struggling this much at this stage of the game, do you maybe try to get him out?
I would think about it. I think about it awfully hard. But also, you might want to look into his eyes, see what he has. He might be one of those players that you don't want to affect his confidence by actually pulling him out of the game. So you have to know your player. You have to know the situation.
Got to figure now, after getting that turnover, they're just going to be happy to keep the ball on the ground, right?
This is where covering the football, taking care of the ball, all the ball security terms that have ever been used, they come into play for the guys on offense right now. Just take care of it, and they've got a good chance of ending up winning this game.
Maybe a gain of a yard that time, but from the spot, actually no gain. So 3rd and long. This offense so far on 3rd down, a perfect 4 for 4 thus far. This is 3rd down and 12. Play action. Now it's Rodgers. Going for the deep ball. And unable to connect. Incomplete. Give them credit. They took their shot, but it's going to bring up 4th down. 4th down and no hesitation from Matt LaFleur as he sends out the field goal unit. And this is right down the middle as he puts it through, and that will extend their lead even further. So that maybe not a knockout blow, but I suppose certainly every little bit helps when you're trying to salt one away in the 4th.
Well, the possibility of being beaten by 2 late touchdowns or at least sent to overtime does exist, but time, definitely a big factor at this stage of the game, is in their favor.
The Bears offense ready to go for their next drive. Now this offense trying to change the script here a little bit, CD. Trailing on the scoreboard, and the last time out on the very first play of the drive, they threw that interception.
And you definitely saw his coaches, teammates come over to him on the sideline, tried to help him shake it off because in this game, his team is down right now. So it's important to make sure you get some confidence back for both the quarterback and the entire offense. Otherwise, those mistakes could continue to pile up.
A misconnection there. He's hit on just 50% of his passes thus far. That's not where you want to be.
Now you see the evolution of the game. You go back to the quarterbacks of old, 50% would be...
And he can't get rid of it. He's taken down. So now following the sack, Fields and the Bears looking at 3rd down and long. Now on 3rd and long, they'll look to throw. Flush to his right. On the run, he'll let this go deep right side. And that's caught inside the 30. And he's going to be taken down at the 28-yard line.
We see this happen so often. If you're a defender, it's like watching a bad movie over and over. The pressure is good, forcing the quarterback out of the pocket. But it's a lot to ask for these defenders to stay plastered to receivers long enough. And sure enough, they let a man come open, and the connection leads to a big play.
And he's brought down, but not before he reaches the 8-yard line. 1st and goal, and they got to be thinking a chance to get right back into this football game. Fields. And this is intercepted, and that should do it. Picked off by Jair Alexander. And the Bears are right back in this football game. Well, certainly those are the types of mistakes they're trying to avoid as they attempt to protect this lead late in the game.
And let's face it, they're hoping that this one doesn't cost them in a significant way. Yeah, one guy committed a penalty, but now the entire defense has to pay the price and try and rise up and overcome it.
2 minutes left to play in this football game here on EA Sports. They've been in the red zone 3 times in this game and have not scored a single point. Can they break through here on 2nd and goal? Here's Fields. And this is caught down for a late touchdown. So hold everything here. This one's not over yet. Okay, game on. Don't go anywhere yet. You got a 1-score game now. Probably going to rely on the onside kick coming up.
Yeah, they have to. It's not a high percentage play, but it's better than not having a chance at all. And that's when you put your leapers and your flyers on one side, get that high hop, and hope that one of the guys can come up with it.
And on the other side, get that hands team ready.
No doubt about it.
And it's intercepted at the goal line. Picked off by Quan Alexander. And he's into the clear. The 40. Oh, no, he lost the football. So unable to throw it in for 2 from the 2. Let me ask you, as a former DB, what changes there around the goal line on a 2-point conversion as far as how you're defending it?
You just make sure you never back up and you never retreat. You establish yourself really on the line of scrimmage, put your heels on the goal line at worst. And if they're going to throw the ball, make them throw it over your head because they're going to run out of space because of the back of the end zone. Never let a guy catch one in front of you.
Now after the touchdown, here's Santos to kick this one away. Fielded just outside the goal line. And he's only going to make it to the 13-yard line and no further. The Packer offense ready to get their next drive underway. Well, they can smell victory, partner. They can see it on the horizon, but certainly we're not done yet here. Defense still has 3 timeouts, and obviously this is a very slim lead they're holding on to.
And let's face it, the easiest way to get this done, challenge your ground game, challenge your offensive line, your tight ends, your receivers, anyone who's going to lay down a block. Don't let there be penetration because they're going to stack the line of scrimmage and maybe bring extra people to the ball. If you can do that, make them burn their timeouts, run out the clock, life will be good. But if you really want to gamble a little bit, a quick play action, quick throw, might be able to get it done. Just make sure it's not incomplete and stop the clock.
Rodgers to throw. He's got the hook up with Dobbs. And they'll get this down to around the 47-yard line. Back to throw, Rodgers. Flushed out right. And look at this. They get the turnover they needed. It's intercepted. 20, 10. And they will score a pick 6 for the Bears touchdown. Overall, he's He's had a productive day throwing the football, but that time maybe trying to do a little too much, and it backfired with a pick six.
In the old days, defensive coaches would have been beside themselves with all the yardage that had been piled up with him throwing the football. But in this age of football, what they care about most? Possession. And them taking it away, turning it into a pick six, they don't worry about the yardage given up. They like the result that their defense gave them.
The late touchdown was only half the battle. Now they need the two-point conversion to tie the ball game. Now Fields. And they don't get it. It's incomplete. They got the touchdown, could not, however, get the two-point conversion to cap it, and they're still down by a pair. So with under 30 seconds to play, this is the game right here. And this is recovered by the Packers, so that might just about do it. Fourth quarter, they felt like they needed the football back. Unfortunately, they couldn't get it.
And I know we brought analytics into the game, and someone has said here that the data says that when a team's expecting an onside kick, 80% of the time, the team expecting it, they do actually recover the ball, which is what we saw here. I just wonder if that number is much more of an anecdotal type of a number. Kind of like when the coaches tell us, well, when you score on special teams, 93% of the time you win the game. I'm still waiting to see that number is empirical.
Second and long, but you got to figure this almost certainly another run. Rodgers looking to throw, and he can't get a throw away. He's taken down. Now the Bears going to use the second of their timeouts as the clock will stop with 18 seconds remaining.
This is a little hard for me to compute because I'm watching sack after sack happen, but somehow they're still behind in the game. I would expect all of this defensive pressure to translate to them taking a lead, and thus far, it hasn't happened. Time's winding down. They don't want to waste this type of performance from these ace pass rushers.
He's got a man, complete. And he'll be marked down right at the 15-yard line. It's a big play there for Green Bay. 55 yards. Charles, normally when you see a group score this many points, it's a complete blowout. But instead, they needed every single one of those in this close, high-scoring affair.
And Brandon, I'm still on the edge of my seat after that one because when you have that much scoring and it still comes down to one possession game at the end, that's not something we see very often. And in this case, these offenses, they brought it. The defenses, they're going to need some work going forward.
So for Green Bay, it's back-to-back victories now after the Week 1 defeat as they move to 2-1. And they'll get another road test next week as they head to Arizona to take on the Cardinals. Meanwhile, for the Bears, they'll fall to 1-2. And they'll be on the road next week as they get a date with the Seahawks in Seattle.
Day ones here to dance at the beginning. So you know it's only right, that's how we end it. Came all the way from losing to winning. Yeah, I did it. But it ain't just me, it's the whole team. Share it with the whole team. Congratulate the whole team. Know when you riding like we riding with each other. Ain't no I in this, it's the whole team. Share it with the whole team. Congratulate the whole team. Cause when you riding like we riding with each other. Ain't no I in this. Tell them line it up. Like a 4th and 1, we sneaky when we slide them. Y'all on offense with no defense, now y'all time is up. We make the hits, y'all take the hits, and now